Echoes of the Nexus, Episode 2. The Nexus portal collapsed behind Zephyr, with a sound like the universe itself gasping for breath. He was alone now, stranded in a city of light and color that defied human comprehension. He turned slowly, taking in the alien landscape. Buildings that twisted and spiraled towards the sky, shimmering with an ethereal glow. Streets that pulsed with energy, like the city itself was alive. And then there were the beings, the starborn. They moved around him, their bodies composed of a translucent material that refracted light in a mesmerizing dance of colors. Their faces were smooth and featureless, save for a pair of glowing orbs that served as their eyes. These orbs changed color, reflecting a spectrum of emotions: surprise, curiosity, and most prominently fear. Zephyr could feel their eyes on him, their gazes as tangible as a physical touch. He was an anomaly here, a human in a city of stars. He could see the mistrust in their glowing eyes, could feel the tension that his presence had sparked. Before he could take another step, a group of starborn approached him. They were different from the others, larger, clad in armor that seemed to be made of the same shimmering material as their bodies. Their eyes did not show fear, but a cold, calculating determination. "Your path lies not among the stars, human," one of them said, their voice resonating in the air like a plucked string. Zephyr's hand instinctively went to the weapon at his side, but before he could draw it, a swarm of autonomous drones descended from the sky. They were metallic, infused with a neon glow, floating above the ground in a perfect formation. They surrounded him, casting beams of energy that restrained him in place. As he was led away, one of the drones moved closer to him. A soft voice, seemingly coming from the drone, whispered in his ear, "Zephyr, your journey has just begun. Fear not, for I am with you." Fear gnawed at the edges of his mind, but so did curiosity. He was in the heart of an alien civilization, among beings that humans had only dreamed of. His journey had taken an unexpected turn, but it was far from over. He was lost, but he was not defeated, not yet. Zephyr was led through the heart of the city, his senses overwhelmed by the alien sights and sounds. Buildings towered above him, their structures defying the laws of physics as he knew them. They pulsed with a life of their own, their surfaces shimmering with a spectral light that danced and flickered. The streets were alive with activity. Starborn moved around him, their bodies casting prismatic reflections on the ground. There were stalls that seemed to sell a variety of goods, their counters glowing with objects of unknown purpose. The air was filled with the scent of unfamiliar spices, the aroma tantalizing and strange. Vehicles, if they could be called that, hovered above the ground, gliding through the air with a soft hum. They moved with a grace that made the most advanced human technology seem clumsy in comparison. The city was a symphony of sound, the hum of conversation, the soft chime of the vehicles, the low thrum of the city itself. It was a melody that was both alien and strangely soothing. As they moved deeper into the city, Zephyr noticed a new species. They were larger than he initially thought, their bodies round and covered in a soft, glowing fur. Their faces were hidden behind what looked like festival masks, but from the edges emanated a soft glow, as if they were concealing a bright light. They moved with a joyful energy, their short legs carrying their bulky bodies with surprising grace. One of them, a rotund creature with fur that shimmered like the night sky, waddled up to Zephyr. It looked up at him with eyes that were hidden behind its glowing mask, then made a soft, musical sound. Despite his situation, Zephyr couldn't help but smile. The city was strange, beautiful, and utterly alien. But in this moment, with the soft gaze of the creature on him, Zephyr felt a glimmer of hope. He was far from home, but he was not alone. As they continued their journey through the city, a structure came into view. It towered above the rest of the city, its form shrouded in a mist of shimmering light. It pulsed with an energy that Zephyr could feel even from this distance, a raw, primal power that made the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. The starborn leading him paused, their bodies radiating a sense of anticipation. The joyful creature beside him fell silent, its playful demeanor replaced by a solemn stillness. Zephyr looked up at the structure, a sense of dread settling in his stomach. He didn't know what lay within that glowing mist, but he had a feeling that his journey was about to take an even more unexpected turn. As they began to move towards the structure, Zephyr couldn't shake off the feeling that he was stepping into the unknown. The city, the starborn, the joyful creatures, they were all alien to him. But this was something else entirely. As they moved closer, the mist began to dissipate, revealing the colossal form of a creature that made Zephyr's breath hitch in his throat. It was enormous, its size dwarfing the surrounding buildings. It moved slowly, each step causing the ground to tremble beneath its weight. The creature was like nothing Zephyr had ever seen. It was like a mountain come to life, its body covered in a rough, stone-like skin. Its head was large and bull-like, with glowing eyes that seemed to pierce through the mist. Despite its intimidating appearance, there was a sense of ancient wisdom in its gaze, a silent testament to its long existence. The starborn around him fell silent, their bodies radiating a sense of fear and awe. Even the armored beings that had captured him seemed to hesitate, their confident demeanor replaced by a wary caution. But beside him, the rotund creature seemed unfazed. It looked up at the giant creature, its eyes hidden behind its glowing mask. It made a soft musical sound, as if greeting an old friend. Zephyr couldn't help but feel a sense of dread as they approached the creature. He didn't know what it was or why it was here, but he knew that his journey was about to take an even more unexpected turn. As they drew closer, the creature turned its gaze towards them. Its eyes met Zephyr's, and for a moment, the world seemed to stand still. They had been walking for what seemed like hours, the colossal creature always in their sight. Despite their steady pace, it felt as if they were making no progress, the creature's immense size making it seem perpetually out of reach. They had long since left the city behind, the landscape around them now a barren, deserted expanse. As they trudged along, Zephyr noticed that his small, rotund companion had disappeared. He looked around, but there was no sign of the creature. Its sudden absence added a layer of unease to the already tense situation. Suddenly the sky above them split open. A figure descended, surrounded by a blue aura that crackled with energy. It landed gracefully on the ground, the aura fading to reveal a being unlike any Zephyr had seen before. This new entity was tall and lean, its body radiating an intense power that made the air around it hum. It had a humanoid form, but its skin was a vibrant blue, and its eyes glowed with an inner light. Its hair was a perfect golden hue, falling in elegant waves around its shoulders. It was dressed in a white woven material that looked impossibly intricate, the stitches so fine they must have been made by advanced machinery. Golden shoulder pads added an air of regality, their design intricate and ornate. It wore jewelry, rings on its fingers, a solid necklace that reminded Zephyr of what a pharaoh might wear. The entity looked around, its gaze sharp and calculating. It exuded an air of authority and sophistication, its every movement speaking of a confidence that came from power and status. "What do you want?" it demanded, its voice echoing through the silent expanse. The starborn guards flinched at the sound, their bodies radiating fear. "We have a human," one of the guards managed to say, gesturing towards Zephyr. At the mention of a human, the entity's eyes widened. It turned to look at Zephyr, its gaze intense. "A human?" it repeated, its voice filled with a strange mix of curiosity and excitement. Zephyr felt a chill run down his spine. He didn't know who this entity was, or why the mention of a human would elicit such a reaction. But one thing was clear. This being was not benevolent, and its interest in him could only mean that his journey was about to take a dangerous turn. Hey there, fellow star travelers. If you've been captivated by this cosmic journey, crafted by the power of AI, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more interstellar adventures. But wait, there's more. You, yes you, have the power to shape the course of our story. Drop a comment below on how you think our saga should unfold. Should we encounter alien civilizations, uncover ancient cosmic mysteries, or maybe take a detour through a wormhole? The universe is your playground. Our AI will analyze your suggestions, seeking out the most intriguing twists and turns for our tale. And remember, comments with the most likes have a higher chance of steering our story, so make your ideas shine. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comment to join us on this incredible journey. Together, we'll chart a course through the stars, one comment at a time. Until our next journey, stay curious and keep exploring.